Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ms.Louisa, and today I'm going to be reading two books. First one is Garcia and Colette Go Exploring by Hannah Barnaby, and the second one is Bob and Joss Get Lost by Peter McCleery. First one, Garcia and Colette Go Exploring. Garcia and Colette were having a disagreement. Space, said Garcia. Sea, said Colette. Stars, said Garcia. Sand, said Colette. There was only one thing to do. I will build a rocket, said Garcia. I will build a submarine, said Colette. And at the same time they said, I will go exploring. They gathered their materials and got to work. Garcia's rocket was snazzy and silver, made of metal and bolts with a round window on the side. See it? Colette's submarine was gold and glorious, made of metal and bolts with a square window in the front. Nice work, Garcia said. You too, Colette replied. They prepared for their journeys. Garcia packed 14 peanut butter sandwiches, a notebook, a pen, and his lucky hat. Colette packed 15 peanut butter sandwiches, a notebook, a pen, and her lucky socks. They were ready to go. Bon voyage, called Colette as she climbed out her hatch. Buena suerte, shouted Garcia as he climbed up his ladder. They waved to each other through their windows. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Blast off! Colette watched Garcia's rocket lift quickly into the sky. Showy, she thought, but the blue flames trailing behind it were quite beautiful. Garcia watched Colette's submarine glide quietly under the water. So slow, he thought, but the sun shining on the gold paint was mesmerizing. Garcia's rocket climbed up, up, up. The sunlight thinned and disappeared until the air was like ink all around him. He took out his notebook. Space is dark, he wrote. Colette's submarine sank down, down, down. The water turned from blue to navy to black. She took out her notebook. The sea is dark, she wrote. Garcia passed the moon. He looked out his round window and observed stars and meteors and many glowing things. Space is beautiful, he wrote. Colette floated over a coral reef. She looked out her square window and noticed exotic fish and other creatures glowing like lanterns. The sea is beautiful, she wrote. Garcia ate a peanut butter sandwich. All he could hear was the sound of his own chewing and then the scratching of his pen as he wrote, Space is quiet. Colette ate 2 peanut butter sandwiches. She hummed a little eating song as she often did, but her voice sounded louder than usual. "The sea is quiet," she wrote in her notebook. Garcia began to wish he had made his rocket a bit bigger inside. He wanted to put on his lucky hat, but he couldn't take off his space helmet. He wanted to count the stars, but up close they were too bright to look at. "Space is lonely," Garcia wrote. Colette couldn't get comfortable. She wanted to put on her lucky socks, but she couldn't reach her feet. She wanted to put her toes in the sand, but she couldn't open the hatch underwater. "The sea is lonely," Colette said. Garcia took one last look at space. Then he turned his rocket around and started back down. Colette took one last look at the sea. Then she turned her submarine around and started back up. Garcia's rocket splashed down just as Colette's submarine popped up. They waved to each other through their windows. Colette towed Garcia back to shore. "The sea was great," she told him, "but too much water." "Space was awesome," Garcia said, "but not enough air." "I have an idea," said Colette. It was nighttime when they arrived. There was sand beneath their feet. There were stars above their heads. There was darkness and quiet all around them. "Deserts," they said together. And they were not lonely, not one little bit. So a challenge. I want you to think of where would you want to go exploring? Think of something that you could invent or create to make exploring your destination funner, more doable, and try drawing a picture or building something with Legos. Now, Bob and Joss Get Lost, book number 2 by Peter McCleery. Bob was bored. "I'm bored," he said. "Let's do something." "Let's take a boat trip," said Joss. "No way," said Bob. "Why not?" asked Joss. "Boats and rentals." "We will get lost," said Bob. "We won't get lost," said Joss. They got lost. Can you find them? "Hoist the mainsail." "Yes, sir." "Furl the spinnaker." "Aye, sir. Aye, aye." "Prepare to jibe." "Done." "Raise the scuttlebutt." What's a scuttlebutt? I don't know, but it's fun to say. Scuttlebutt! 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 It is kind of fun to say. "We are lost," cried Bob. "We can't be lost," said Joss. "I know where I am." "You do?" "Yes," said Joss. "I'm here on a boat with you." "But is that a storm cloud?" asked Bob. "No," said Joss. "That doesn't look like a storm." "Does that look like a storm?" "It looks more like a bunny," said Joss. "And that one looks like a sheep." "Do you think it looks like a storm, a sheep, or a bunny rabbit?" It was not a sheep. It was a storm. What is that off our bow? What's a bow? Straight ahead. It looks like a giant rock. It's getting closer. Technically, we're the ones getting closer. Did we miss it? Bang! Crash! Rip! Smash! Bob, said Joss. Yes, Joss, said Bob. Your name is very appropriate right now. Indeed, said Bob. They are bobbing in the water. It's another word for floating. Bob and Joss washed up on an empty beach. This island is deserted, declared Bob. Deserted? Sounds yummy. Sounds yummy, said Joss. Oops, wrong page. Ah! Monster! A monster? What? What did it look like? Monstrous! Let's go see. I've never seen one before. Where is it? There! There it is! Monster! Ah! Not sure I agree with them. Do you? Bob quickly got to work on a shelter. We'll need shelter before nightfall. Said Joss. What are you doing? Asked Bob. Aren't you going to help? I'm drinking a milkshake, said Joss. Coconut! How can you drink a milkshake right now? Asked Bob. Easy, like this. Slurp. Later. Where have you been? Over there. What are you eating? Fruit. Want some? Yes, of course. Jump, clump, clump, munch. Is there more? All you can eat, right over there. Shh, I'm eating. You know what this shelter needs? Asked Joss. What? Said Bob. More shelter. I hate this place. There's nothing here. No television, no video games, no books, no clocks, no toys, no cars, no paper, no pens, no chairs, no radio, no computers, no bikes, no peanut butter, no jelly, nothing. Yes, isn't it wonderful? Next thing we need to do, said Bob, is build a fire. Said Joss. You gather kindling and I'll rub the sticks together. Joss, are you listening? Yes. To me? Asked Bob. Oh gosh, no, said Joss. I'm listening to the waves crashing. It's very important that it's more important than what I'm saying? Asked Bob. I don't know, said Joss. I don't speak wave. I'm scared. I miss my mom. Go clean your room. Thanks, Joss. You're a good friend. Later. You found more fruit. Good job, Joss. Thanks. And bottled water? And beach towels? Check. Righto. And a beach ball? Of course. And snorkel and fins? You know it. Joss? Yes, Bob? Where did you find this stuff? At the resort on the other side of the island. Very friendly staff. Bob was bored. I'm bored. Let's do something. The end. Anyways, so that's it for this time. We'll see you next time.